This is my first time going to be recording with this camera, which is a Sony 6400. I'm not so sure what it's called, but the purpose of me making this video is because my brand consistently has been making millions a month, and for some reason I thought when I get to this point I would feel so relaxed, no problem. I would feel so happy, I'll feel so fulfilled. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I feel happy, I feel fulfilled, I feel good. But the only problem is I still feel empty, because one thing with goals, or one thing with, if you set like a huge milestone for yourself, soon as you achieve that milestone, it only just keeps you happy for a certain period of time. It might be 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, but at the end of the day, that happiness would fade. And I always tied my happiness to money. Like, oh, okay, as soon as I'm making so amount of money per month, I'll be happy. If I was making 2 million a month, I would be happy. If I was making so amount. But even after making those amounts of money, I'll feel happy for some time, but the happiness fades away. And it now made me realize that I shouldn't just be tying my happiness to money or to materialistic things. And I feel like if you're watching this video now, it's important for you to not also make that mistake. I know most times they'll say, oh, na person wey get money, they talk, say money doesn't bring happiness. But trust me, you would feel more happy in the process or doing the thing, which is one of the reasons why I always try my best to keep myself busy as much as possible. Because as soon as I'm not busy, I start to feel empty. I start to feel, lonely. I start to feel sad, because I just feel like, what else am I supposed to be doing? Like, what is my life about? And I even thank God, I don't mean to sound like somebody that is just complaining. I thank God that at least I have found some sort of success with this brand. I've been doing it now for the past 4 years. This year is going to make it year 5. And, I never thought, let's say 3 years ago, if you tell me I would be at this point now, I have, a place, I have a lot of things going on for me. Because if you didn't know, I actually started my brand when I didn't even have a place to stay. I was sleeping on my friend's couch when I started the brand. But me getting to this point where rent is no longer an issue, food, basic necessities, clothes, all those things, they are no longer an issue. But how come I thought when I get to this point, I would feel happier than I do right now? But if I'm not distracting myself with one thing or another, I just feel like a wave of, I wouldn't want to call it like depression, but I just feel unhappy. I just feel like I am supposed to be doing more. And this is just my own way of telling myself and telling you too, if you're watching this video, that feel happy with whatever position or situation that you are in. There are people that could have it worse than you, and there are people that would have it better than you. But trust me, you don't know the level of stress or problem or difficulties that they are going through. Yes, right now maybe my own issue might not really be like a financial issue, but at the end of the day, everybody has problems. Even Dangote, no matter how you think it is, everybody has problems. Yours might be financial and you think it's going to be the end of the world for you, but trust me, if you decide to just be tying your happiness to money all the time, when that money comes, you are not going to feel as happy as you think you would. You might feel happy for a couple seconds, but the happiness would fade away. So I would rather tell you to chase or find your purpose. Finding your purpose gives you a better feeling of fulfillment and joy than chasing happiness or chasing money. If you have a purpose, you know that, like now, for example, let's say everything goes back. Like, okay, let me even give an example. This month was my worst performing month for a long time, like years now. This month performed really bad. Only made about 1 point something million. That's for the clothing brand, because I have 2 companies that I do, which is Absa Academy and the clothing brand Absa Worldwide. So there are 2 under one big umbrella, right? But the clothing brand usually does better than this, but it didn't perform as much as I thought it would. And January normally is a slow month, but for some reason, it still made me feel a certain type of way. I always set huge goals, like high goals, and if I don't achieve those goals, I end up beating myself up about it. But I'm failing to realize that it is not actually the money that makes me feel happy. It's me achieving that goal, me fulfilling my purpose, me finding my purpose and doing everything to drive myself towards that purpose. So I don't want to be looking at it as, making this amount or making this or doing that. I would rather switch it up, which I think if you switch it up for you, you would even feel better. Switching it up to saying I would try to sell 50 shirts this month, I'll try to sell 100 shirts this month is way better than tying it to some financial figure, like some monetary amount, because the moment you don't hit that amount, you end up feeling sadder than you would normally feel. And another thing again that gives you that mindset is that when you have calculated money before it comes to you, if it doesn't come, a lot of plans have been, messed up. If you calculate, which is something that everybody does, once you start calculating, I'm supposed to make this amount of money, subconsciously, you plan a little bit with that amount, that if it doesn't come now, all your plans have gone down the drain. So I'm going to switch the mindset, because I think God actually did this thing to give me like a reset, where a lot of things have been working out for me. I've always been finding it somewhat kind of easy, and I kind of started feeling relaxed because I built systems and the systems were just operating. My own was to just make sure the systems were operating, and I thought nothing could go wrong. But newsflash, it can always go wrong. If I didn't tie my joy or happiness to money, I would have still felt better than I do right now. But it's because of that high goal and that high value that I put that is making me feel this way. And another thing again is always trying different things, which, speaking of trying different things, my next drop is actually going to be perfumes. This is for the guy and this is for the girls, right? So I've been making clothes, I've made boxers, I've made shirts, jerseys. Mostly I've been making clothes, but you are not restricted to making just clothes. I can try different things, variety of stuff. Even the way I operate my brand, I'm the only clothing brand in Nigeria that operates this way. No other brand, I can put it on my chest, no other brand operates the way I operate. So why do I feel like I have to tie myself under an umbrella of I have to only make clothes? This month, or next month rather, which is February, I can decide to drop perfumes. The month after that, if I want, I can even drop like toothpick. There is no rule to whatever it is that you would make. And me studying Supreme, because I've been going through Supreme catalog, their old inventory, their archive, and I realized that Supreme did an amazing job with this. Supreme is a brand that they didn't follow any sort of rule. If they want to make shirts, they'll make shirts. If they want to make boxers, if they even made brick. So what makes me feel like mine has to follow some rule? So this is just me clearing my head, because I think I really needed to do this, especially because things have been moving so fast. I moved from Cyprus to Nigeria. Things just moved so fast for the brand in terms of growth, in terms of people reaching out, publicity, and a lot of stuff. This month was just God's way of showing me that you need to take a step back and reevaluate things. And the evaluation is necessary, Thank God for giving me that idea. I even missed last month, which is something that I've not done in a while. Even through the whole chaos, I was still uploading, but I missed uploading last month. Just wanted to tell you guys, please try your best not to tie your happiness to financial things. Don't chase happiness, chase purpose, chase things that would make you feel fulfilled, because that feeling lasts longer than happiness. And slowly, I am beginning to think there is no such thing as, being happy all the time. You will definitely be sad. Just make sure you take the sadness well. And if I didn't love building this brand or building whatever I'm building, trying to build the most impactful brand in the world, if I didn't like it 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I swear to God, I would have quit, because I got banned on TikTok. My TikToks were not performing well. I didn't upload on YouTube. The drop this month didn't perform well. A lot of things went wrong that if I didn't like what I was doing, I promise you guys I would have stopped. So this is your sign. Make sure that if you are doing this brand, if you also have a brand on your own, make sure you are doing it out of happiness. Don't do it because of money. Make sure you feel like you are fulfilling your purpose in life, because that's the only thing that would make you feel good. Happiness is temporary. At some point, you would not feel as happy as you used to feel, and it's just the purpose that would keep you going. So thank you for watching this video. If you made it to this point, don't forget I am Abdrazak Sani, and we are building the most impactful brand in the world.